We're living now in a country where we have reduced the tree cover in many places seriously drastically, and that is a real big problem for our climate. If you do syntropic agriculture properly, you sort of create like funnels from your very tall trees to your medium trees, and it becomes cooler and cooler and cooler and cooler. And the bottom is completely covered, ideally with green growing stuff. And moisture that is in the air, as vapor, will always try to go to where it is the coolest. So you can actually harvest water in that way because it will go there where it is the coolest. So you create a system where you attract the water into your area. Hi, I'm Annemieke of Vos. You're here in the field of Greenfox. In August 2022, I learned a bit about syntropic agriculture, which is a system where they really promote that you try and create a lot of diversity and work with all the different kinds of plants that you could possibly think of. And in November 2022, I managed to have a demo planted here next to my field, where I learned about the principles for syntropic agriculture. These beds were the first ones that we incorporated our knowledge in the field with new tree lines and veggie lines and grass lines.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so all this is less than, that was like 1 and 4 months, and this is all these bananas in these beds with trees and bananas mixed have been planted over the last year.
After the last year, my head.
The whole of last year, I basically slowly transformed my vegetable fields that had very little trees in it to a more, hopefully, eventually, syntropic agroforestry field, which is bigger, and in the process learn all the different things about what works in these soils here. So this is meant to be a veggie line, so this is a mix of veggies and buckwheat as a green manure and a dandelion.
Yes.
This was a only banana line. And I've been really trimming hard to try and sort of reduce the stations, but it hasn't really helped yet. They all just come back again. But in order to change what grows in your beds, there's also the fungal microorganisms, but they are more connected to trees. So if I wanted to change that balance between just microorganisms, which were more bacteria, and get the fungi to come in, I had to find a way to bring the trees in. So I did plant a few beds with some trees, but quite big spaced apart. But it was my first trial to get some other species in. I've created so many tree lines in my field now, basically partly inspired by the syntropic agricultural demo that we planted, and my already conviction that I need to combine my trees with my crops. So here's another tree line, but this is a tree line without bananas in there.
Oh, okay. Nicely mulched.
Nicely mulched, thanks to all the leaves that we got from the trimmings. And I've now planted some neem in there and some soursop and stuff on top of what I had, and even some macadamias. In the field, it was a trial and error journey. At some point I learned about the importance of the microorganisms in the soil. Before it was more like, okay, you have to make compost and the compost is the food for the plants. Now I learned that that web of microorganisms is really important. And so the big difference between organically grown food and food that is conventionally grown is that the microorganisms that are in your soil that are supporting your plants to get to all the nutrients that they need for ideally 100% beautiful growth are the same microorganisms that we need to have in our gut. So if your soil is lacking in certain microorganisms because the conditions in that soil are just not great, so some groups are not there, it means that the plant may not get all the building blocks it needs to be completely beautiful, optimal growth. And when we eat that, we miss out on some of the building blocks because they are not in the plant, and we miss out on top of it because we don't get the microorganisms in our food when we eat it because they're missing in the soil. So what happens in conventional farming is we bring in artificial produced fertilizers. They have usually been made so that they are very easy to take up by the plants. The plant doesn't have to do anything, so it'll take them up. As a result of that, it has got fast growth. The fertilizers artificially produced often don't have the intrinsic little ratios that natural fertilizers would have or would be on demand of the plant, because the plant is still dictating what it needs as per what it's missing. So you get an imbalance in the plant. It is growing quite nice and fast, but it grows so fast it makes big cells, thin cell walls, a lot of water, and very few. The ratio water nutrients is different. It can easily break. It's much more delicate, and therefore there's lots of entrances for any kind of predator, any kind of problem to come in. Whereas the plants grown with the natural, in the natural system, have small cells, thick cell walls, and if the plant really got everything it needs, there is no insect that will touch it. So they always will go for the plants that are a bit weaker, that have some kind of stress as a result of something, and they'll go for them. So that is how, if you see insects or if you see a disease coming, starting on a plant, you need to ask yourself, oops, what stress is this plant under that I could change so that it is 100% and doesn't have to be attacked. It is because we don't see the plant and see what it's suffering from. The insects will tell us there is a problem. So we need to see it as a symptom of something that was there before. It's not the insect itself that is the problem. It's showing us that there is a problem. So yeah, depending on where the soil is and how good the soil is with its microorganisms, that's how good the food is for us. So if you eat a lot of food which is deficient, like from a conventional farm with artificial fertilizers, we've done that for years and years and years and years. So slowly but surely we have created deficiencies in our systems. So diseases will come in as a result of that.
You know them? The shushu.
Very nice vegetable.
Very nice vegetable. Yes.
Yeah, you eat this when it is small. But it is smaller when it's not germinating like this, because it sort of opens up. You peel, you can eat raw like cucumber, or you boil it like courgette, baby marrow. It doesn't have much flavor, but it has nice crunch.
Crunch.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's the shushu.
this is one of the tree lines that I created after having done the food forest.
Your soil storage.
And I think it was you or Roland who said that if you want to do sweet potatoes, you better put them together on their own.
On their own, yes.
So I've just planted a few beans that can climb on top, and some aerial yams that can climb on top, and for the rest it's just sweet potato.
Look at the nice cover. It's
Yeah.
Hello, friends. Hello, you have a lot of worms there. Yeah, healthy ones.
So this is my
You want my shushu?
chicken tractor.
Look at you. That's the chicken tractor. See where they are eating, what's happening there. Oh!
So this gets moved when they have cleared this area, then we move it because the house can be lifted up by 4 people. And then we just
on one cock?
Yeah, this is.
Oh, there are 2.
These are all layers that actually you can't really mate with them. But I don't want to lose my male.
Oh.
And so the males sometimes fight with each other. So I'm like, okay, here, you've got a number of girls here with you. Don't fight.
So this banana do what we did there, eh?
Yeah.
Otherwise they take over. Just
well, these were my big banana lines where it was just bananas only. So all my bananas in the field here have come from that rootstock.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, just the
So to combine the two, having more diverse food and create a situation where you can harvest food from your own field for many more months than just that rainy season that everybody looks at, and have more diverse food, which is better for your system, and you can eat more different things based on different seasons. This incorporation of this syntropic agriculture as a basis for people to grow their food, in my opinion, ticks 10 million boxes in the current situation. And that's why I feel so passionate about it.